Hello, beautiful humans. It is Roz Loxton bringing you Wisdom of the Oracle Wednesday, where I could create a little container, put an intention in the container, pull a card, and with this in the spirit of giving a new perspective. The messages in these beautiful deck of oracle cards are so helpful, and they're written in a way that is general enough that you can apply the information to all the different situations that we're going through. So whoever finds themselves in this Wisdom of the Oracle Wednesday container, I invite you to be open to the information, to use the information as a fresh perspective to a current situation. And so, no further ado, I would like to just create the container in the way that I do that, which is to ask all benevolent support, divine guide, angels, any divine support, ancestors, to create like a circle or a container that holds the intention of this space that I'm holding, that contains the intention of this space that I'm holding and bringing to you. And that this container be protected in all the ways from any negative or sabotaging energies, and that the benevolent support of guides and angels and any divine support would and ancestors would be within this container for the life of the container, protecting the container, but also bringing in wisdom in all the different ways that this message can be helpful and useful as a new perspective to a current situation that you'll be going through. I also like to thank the traditional owners of this land. I'm on going country, and there's more ways to describe that, but to pay my respect to elders past, present, and emerging. And today I will pick a card. I'm just going to shuffle until I feel my sacral go, yeah, that's the one, baby. Here we go. So think about your situation that you would like to apply this perspective of this message today through. That will give you some new ideas or another way of looking at things, or yeah, just another window to open to go, here's another frame to look through this situation through. So I would like to know what would be the best card here today, the best message for this container and for the beautiful humans that are going to be tapping into the spirit and intention of this container. When do I pick which card? Which is going to be the most useful, helpful message for this container today? I will shuffle until I feel a real energetic sort of sense of yes. Always feel free to reach out and book yourself a one-on-one with these sessions. I will leave a link in the post for you to do that. Okay, the best message that we can receive in this container today. Deep knowing. Doink. Not quite sure where to hold that, so I'll just go like this. It's deep knowing. Always the artwork is, to be considered, because the artwork when these oracles were being developed was deeply considered to the message. And so it's like the moon. I don't know, is that a planet? And then an owl with a moon, or are they all planets with stars? But it does depict deep consideration to me. And so deep knowing, rather. So number 43, today is, I think, the third of the fourth, and this card is a 43 for those who like to know the numbers. And Mercury, I think, is in retrograde, so happy days there. 43, 43, 43. 43, deep knowing. The essential meaning is intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, and hypersensitivity. Some of us have a gate within us in our spleen, which is really, if that gate is on for you, that is the oracle gate, the oracle within. If we have a defined spleen, then we, I should know a little bit more about this, but in our human design, we have undefined and defined spleen, and spleen is the center of intuition. Just a little side note of information. So the oracle's message: intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into dialogue with source. I noticed that I don't have my microphone up close, so beg my pardon. I'll bring that up a little bit closer. Actually, I'll clip it on. This is what is called imperfect action. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their own journeys, to access their inner guidance. I'm a big advocate for that. It's a lot of the work that I do, unblocking the ways that we block our inner guidance or haven't learned how to feel into or notice. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. So what is it that you've brought into this container as your intention or the story or the situation that this card is allowing you to shine another perspective on? The deep knowing allows you open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. The deep knowing allows you open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of the human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or the five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. Yeah, the thinking mind often gets in the way of what the body already knows. I am a sacral being, which means I have an instant knowing, yes, if something is for me or not. There's an instant yes or an instant no. And I love knowing that, that is how my human design is wired. And so I do not question my instant yes or no. I know the instant yes or no is where I should source my information from. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune into and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Today I was on a call, it was a training call for the human design, and there was a lady on there, and lots of people were able to bring their human design chart and have the facilitator, give them some information about their relationships. And the whole time this woman was speaking, everything in my inner knowing was saying, it's done, that relationship is done. But sometimes we're not ready to face that information. We're not ready to face that truth. So we will, especially if you have an undefined spleen, you hang on for things for too long, flog a dead horse because it's just, two hards, which is I break the relationship or I stay in the relationship. They're both really hard. And so maybe staying in it when it's run its course and it's not good for either of you anymore is less hard than everything it takes to break it and start anew, for example. So relationship message, there are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. Sometimes it's possible to describe if you're looking at both of your human design chart. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey. So pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person that you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. And sometimes, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's all pretty and butterflies and flowers and roses. Trusting your heart can be, your heart knows that it's got to do a hard thing. Your heart knows that that person in your relationship isn't right for you in that role, or it can be something really super duper positive and you've been procrastinating a bit or been hurt in the past or got some unhealed wound in you that is getting in the way of this internal knowing that that person is right for you. The prosperity message. This is a time when your hurdles will pay. I'm going to start that again. This is a time when your hunches will pay large dividends if you listen to them. Take the risk and act. Within you, there is an oracular consciousness. Never heard that word. A higher and deeper knowing that transcends the machinations of the smaller thinking mind. At the deep level of your intuitive senses, you have an access point to the genius of the collective. You're tapping in to the knowings of the world, but sometimes the tiny mind can't process that, so it will block it all off. The energies of all thinkers and creators, all inventors and leaders, and all that you need in order to leap into success are available to tune into. How amazing. This is an act of listening intently, not so much with your ears, but with your intuition. Past the busy mind, your genius awaits. Being on the hunt of your genius, I cannot, what's the word I'm looking for? Encourage you to investigate human design more when it comes to seeking your genius, So the protection message. Now the card was in the upright position. This would be the protective position, but I'm going to read it because sometimes I think in this sort of open container where it's a general audience, sometimes the protection message is what some of us need to hear. So you are in empathy overload, and need to get grounded again. So tune out for a bit. Sometimes that means you have to get up and move, go into a different space, go to a cafe, go to a nature walk, go somewhere and change up the energy. Hypersensitive, you're suffering from psychic exhaustion, right? So don't go to a cafe. This signals a time for recharging of your batteries. Set energetic boundaries. Take a salt bath. Empty your mind. Just let it go. Keep letting the thoughts go. Keep letting them go. I've got a really cool exercise for that. If you want to know what it is, just ping me and I will share it with you. Get back to you. It's not a time to be so open. Soon enough, you can let your guard down. But right now you need to self-care and self-love. It's time to say no thank you to anyone in your life who wants to exhaust you. And sometimes, depending on your human design charts coming together, you might have a defined center. Somebody has an undefined center, and so that their undefined center will be borrowing energy from your defined center, and that can exhaust you. So they don't mean to, but because of your auric connection, they accidentally do. And so your boundaries sometimes means you have to be away from certain people so that your auric energies aren't sort of connecting and playing out. It's time to say no thank you to anyone in your life who exhausts you. Won't that feel good? So please reach out and ask me any questions about anything that I've riffed on about this card today. But I love the inner knowing message, And I also am aware that a lot of people are not versed and practiced at feeling and intuiting and understanding and trusting their inner knowing, because they're kind of been up in their head space for most of their existence. And so please reach out. I'm happy to help you with any of that. I hope that the deep knowing message gives you a nice fresh perspective on a current situation that really does help you to expand or make a decision, or make a choice in this moment. So I will put a link in this post in case you do want to make a booking to have a one-on-one session about your situation. And as always, I am wishing you really big encouragement and really big love for your best self and your best life. Bye for now.